So welcome to another Tokyo Revengers video guys. And yeah, today we're going to discuss about the spin-off series of Chapter 4. The people who are up to date with the latest chapters know that how extremely brutal and how interesting this series is. Each chapter of this series just gets better and better because they focus more on the gang stuff in so many ways. Also, it's noteworthy to mention that the art of this manga is of another level, it's so well drawn. And the illustrations are mind-blowing. This series is literally supervised by Ken Wakui-sensei himself. Also, you can see the recent cover page of Volume 2, which features Baji and Ryusi wearing Toman uniform. Definitely it's official, and it shows us what happened to one of Toman vice captains before Chifuyu. And in this chapter, literally a huge battle is going to take place, and I will be attaching the chapter link in the description box as well. So, before we talk about that, as usual guys, I would kindly appreciate it if you can drop a like on the video and consider subscribing to the channel. Let's go into the video now. In the previous chapter, Baji told Ryusi that some other gang members have an eye on the Toman gang with the intentions of crushing them. So it's going to be a great battle. And Baji included Chifuyu into their plan to take part in the battle. Since we know that Chifuyu always works really hard to get Baji's attention. So this in turn made Chifuyu happy. And this chapter has some funny elements with some action sequences. So basically, this chapter starts with Chifuyu going to Baji's class to talk about this battle. Well, personally Baji don't like to bring gang stuffs and Toman topics into school. Because if he is involved in those kind of activities, it'll make him expelled from the school, and eventually that will make him mom cry, which Baji does not want at all. And also, Baji has a good reputation for him in his class. Literally no one knows that he's one of the Captain Toman gang. But since Chifuyu was so curious about this battle, he goes to Baji's classroom to ask some tips for the upcoming battle. But Chifuyu unfortunately almost ruined Baji's name. Everyone heard what Chifuyu was talking to him about, and on hearing such controversy, everyone in the class became so shocked and started to gossip about Baji. Some students could not believe that Baji could be involved in the delinquent stuffs. So they planned to tell this to their teacher. Also, Chifuyu was so popular in his school. He even was known as the undefeated loner. So since Baji hung out with him, everyone starts to think bad about Baji. Everyone in the class thought Baji was a hard-working student, but Chifuyu ruined that reputation of him in an instance. What's so funny is, Chifuyu got mad at those people who gave trouble to him because they keep mumbling about Baji. But suddenly Baji became so angry at Chifuyu and says him, "You're the one who is troubling me." And after this, Baji asks him to come with him for a second, then both of them went to the rooftop of the school, and Baji explains once again to him to not talk about these gang stuffs in the school. Because he can't get held back again at no cost. Baji has to hide his true identity as the first division captain of Toman, because if this word spread around in his school, it'll affect his grades and his overall studies. Also, Baji don't like Chifuyu's hairstyle too. Because it makes him look like he's a delinquent. Well, in my opinion, it sounds weird that it's coming from Baji because he looks more like a delinquent than Chifuyu. Even he admitted it himself. So Baji wants Chifuyu to dress normally whenever he meets him inside school. While they're discussing this, Ryusi overheard all of these. After this scene, Chifuyu also starts to think that maybe Baji was right, and if someone like him is around Baji all the time, everyone will see Baji as a delinquent or bad person. Because Chifuyu's reputation in the school was so bad. Then this scene comes, which is so hilarious. Chifuyu changed his hairstyle like Baji, and even Baji didn't recognize him at first. Even Chifuyu tried so hard for Baji to make him comfortable around him. But Baji don't like the way Chifuyu was acting, and it made him very annoying. After this, Chifuyu naturally became very depressed about it. Then Chifuyu's friends came to the rooftop and made fun of him for his new hairstyle. However, Chifuyu was so traumatized about this situation, he thought he wouldn't change his hairstyle forever. Cause he admired this style since his childhood. But now he wants to change it desperately, and his friends think like he's doing all this for the girl he like. But unfortunately, he can't tell the truth to them. It'll cause more problem for both Chifuyu and Baji. His friends were showing him some more hairstyles that he could try out, and we can see 3 styles. And one of them looks like Kazutora's middle school hairstyle. Chifuyu absolutely hates all of these ideas that his friends were presenting to him. Suddenly Ryusi wakes up and says that he has been eavesdropping everything and wants to help Chifuyu. This is where it gets more funny. Ryusi tells him that he likes hairdressing, so Chifuyu don't need to worry about anything anymore, and offered to help him style his hair. But he didn't believe Ryusi even a little bit. Ryusi put his own eye mask on to cover Chifuyu's eyes to give him a surprise after he finished hairdressing. But Ryusi knows about some styles which Baji would like. And that's the only reason Chifuyu lets him to put his eye mask on him. After a few minutes, the room became so silent, there was no one there. The moment he opened his eye mask, he became so shocked. Because look in this panel, Chifuyu hairstyle is so awkward and so crazy. Ryusi even put a star on his hair like this was peak humor. I really enjoy seeing Ryusi pulling Chifuyu's leg time and again. And it's an entertaining read, to be honest. Anyway, I feel so bad for Chifuyu because he trusted him this one time, but now as a consequence, he has to face a situation like this. After this, he decided he'll never trust him again. Then he ran at light speed to the washroom and washed his hair. But it became worse after that. When he was running towards the sports club, Chifuyu accidentally met Baji again. Chifuyu became so nervous that he didn't know what to say. Chifuyu tells him that, with all his soul, he decided to follow the delinquency path, and he's so proud of it. But he don't know how to be like them or live like them. He overlooked so many things in the process. And while saying this, Chifuyu has a sad look, and when Chifuyu almost breaks down, Baji comes forward and puts his hand on his head and changes his hairstyle with his own hands. Then this is where we see the real Chifuyu hairstyle for the very first time. He didn't change this hairstyle throughout the series because it was Baji who did it for him. I can't believe even there is a small cute backstory behind his hairstyle. But when Chifuyu thought all of his troubles were gone, there was another problem waiting for him round the corner. He was so happy about his hairstyle that he became much more confident about becoming vice captain of First Division. When he was screaming like this rooftop, he saw some people beating the professors on the school ground. And here is where the chapter gets interesting. Yeah, that gang came for Baji to crush him in the school campus. Because everyone wants to defeat Toman, because then they will become more popular. However, there were at least more than 50 members. Even the gang uniform of the opposite gang was so good. They're the slayers of Toman, the killer bee. This is what Chifuyu wanted to talk about with Baji at the beginning of the chapter. After seeing them, Chifuyu wanted to make Baji aware about this, but he thought it would be a bad idea because Baji is in school and it would cause more problems for him. So Chifuyu decided to do something on his own. And we will see what exactly will happen in the next chapter. Will Chifuyu be able to defeat all the Killer Bee gang members in the school campo or not? To find out more about it, stay tuned for my next video or read the next few chapters. If you want to add something, please let's discuss it in the comment section. Anyway, if you guys like this video, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. And good luck to all.